Good morning. I think we're here. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living in the heart of Las Cruces. And we'll get started with a couple of songs. If you would like to stand, that'd be great. If not, that's fine.
I see joy, I see peace, I see goodness surrounding me. I see love in every breath I breathe. I see God in everything. I see happiness, I see freedom. I see the beauty that lives in me. I see perfection in what life brings. I see God in everything. I feel joy, I feel peace, I feel goodness surrounding me. I feel love in every breath I breathe. I feel God in everything. I feel happiness, I feel freedom. I feel the beauty that lives in me. I feel perfection in what life brings. I feel God in everything. I know joy, I know peace, I know goodness surrounding me. I know love in every breath I breathe. I know God in everything. I know happiness, I know freedom. I know the beauty that lives in me. I know perfection in what life brings. I know God in everything. I know God in everything.
All right, I love myself the way I am. This is a good one for Valentine's week. Loving ourselves, loving each other.
Love myself the way I am. There's nothing I need to change. I'll always be the perfect me. There's nothing to rearrange. I'm beautiful and capable of being the best me I can. And I love myself just the way I am. I love you the way you are. There's nothing you need to do. When I feel the love inside myself, it's easy to love you. Behind your fears, your rage and tears, I see your shining star. And I love you just the way you are. The world the way it is, 'cause I can clearly see that all the things I judge or done are people just like me. So till the birth of peace on earth that only love can bring, I'll help it grow by loving everything. Myself the way I am, and still I want to grow. But change outside can only come when deep inside I know I'm beautiful and capable of being the best me I can. And I love myself just the way I am. I love myself just the way I am.
Yay. Good morning, everyone. Great song. I love that song. So welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living here in the heart of Las Cruces. I'm Reverend Bonnie, the community spiritual leader here. And I want to welcome you to our center where our vision is a world in loving partnership for the good of all. And if you're visiting for the first time, I want to especially welcome you. But today, I also want to welcome back. We have several people who've showed up again, and they've been gone for a while, so we're so grateful to have people back as well. Please find in your gift bag, I handed out a few before the service, that there's a gift certificate to the bookstore. Let's get one for your friend Jim if you like. You got it? All right, good. So be sure to look in your gift bag and peruse the bookstore. And I wanted to also let you know that Singing Songs for Valentine's, today at 3 o'clock here in the center, Singing Out will have their concert. They had one here last night, and they'll be here this afternoon. That's why the tables are a little different out there. So they will be here at 3 o'clock with a concert with lots of love songs. So you're welcome to come back and enjoy them at 3. And a great way to connect and ground, since part of what we've been looking at the beginning of the year is how to ground in this teaching, is through the Spiritual Circle Zooms on Monday at 11. So you can Zoom in and join our practitioner Judy and Jim Rogers over there for great discussions on what's in the Science of Mind magazine, and just share. We will also have a new member orientation following the service next week. So if you're interested in joining the center, please let me know. We'll do an orientation, and I'll let you know what that looks like and what is required to join. And for anyone that's interested in celebrating the Lenten season, Unity, who shares this building with us, is having special Friday night services followed by soup dinner, which is free, starting February 24th. There's information in our newsletter, so you're welcome to join them on Friday nights for Lenten services if you would like. And several people keep asking about the next treasure sale, so put the 29th of April on your calendar, and anytime after the 5th, you can start bringing things in, and Janice and her team will start sorting and categorizing and getting that ready for our next treasure sale. And one of the things that we have put on our gratitude form, which Teresa will tell you more about later, is a place to check if you're willing to have someone read from the platform your gratitude. So I'd like to read for you. One of them is bringing me back here for community and prayer with my partner. And one, my brother Willie, being released from prison after 18 years, and that he is thriving, working, and moving into his own place. Thank you, God. And another one, grateful for my mother's health from COVID and my brother's health as well. So Spirit moving in and through people. And so on your gratitude form in the back of the seats, if you check, yes, I can share those from the platform so people know the good stuff that's happening out there through prayer. And the rest I'm going to leave to Teresa. Welcome, Teresa.
I don't have it memorized yet, but I will try. There you go. I'll go off on my own, and that's a dangerous place to be sometimes. My name is Teresa, and I am a member of CSL in the heart of Las Cruces, and a licensed practitioner here with all of you today. We believe in the power of prayer, which we call spiritual mind treatment, or affirmative prayer. Please fill out a prayer request, which can be found in the pockets on the chair backs, along with those gratitude cards that Reverend Bonnie just shared with you. There is a God can in the back as you walk into the social hall, where you can put your prayer request or gratitude notes in. Or you can use our prayer request button on our website. Our prayer team, made up of practitioners and ministers from the Las Cruces New Thought communities, will pray with you in regards to your request. In addition, should you have something you would like a quick prayer treatment after service for, the practitioners, I'm here today, Judy's here, Bob is always busy behind tech, but I know that he's willing to help you as well. We're here to pray with you, for as you know, as we align with Spirit for whatever your request may be, that alignment blesses our hearts and life as well. Now it is time for song, silence, and prayer.
Grateful for the morning, grateful for the sunlight on my face, grateful for the feeling, grateful for the knowing, grateful for the that's in this place. Grateful for believing that God is all there is. That God is all there is. Grateful for the morning, grateful for the sunlight on my face, grateful for the feeling, grateful for the knowing, grateful for the love that's in this place, grateful for believing that God is all there is, that God is all there is, God is all there is.
So I invite you to settle in to this moment, settling in to this love. I am grateful, joyful, and mindful as I bask in this new day, grounded in gratitude and thanksgiving, and the remembrance and recognition of the divine creative energy that flows in, through, around, and as me, and with every breath I take, it is me. The breath of life that my physical being does, independent of my thoughts or guidance. As I embrace and breathe into the oneness of mind, body, spirit, as I breathe into the oneness with the world around me, I say yes to opening up my heart, thoughts, and life to love and law that works always for good and more good. I say yes to this beautiful and sacred time we have come together to experience. I say yes as I send gratitude to all the hearts, hands, and bodies that have been a part of the unfoldment of this morning. I say yes with an open heart and mind to the experience that is already radiating out through Reverend Randy's beingness, through his music, and through his words. Releasing these words and thoughts to the universe, knowing it's already perfect, whole, complete, and received. And so it is. So now I'm going into a reading that came through Google, but to my heart space as I was thinking about Reverend Randy's title for this morning. It's written by Robert Emmons, who's a psychologist from the University of California, and though this was written in 2013, it rings true to me today. How gratitude can help you through hard times. A decade's worth of research on gratitude has shown me that when life is going well, gratitude allows us to celebrate and magnify the goodness. But what about when life goes badly? In the midst of the economic maelstrom that has gripped our country, I've often been asked if people can or even should feel grateful under such circumstances. My response is that not only will a grateful attitude help, it is essential. In fact, it is precisely under crisis conditions when we have the most to gain by a grateful perspective on life. In the face of demoralization, gratitude has the power to energize. In the face of brokenness, gratitude has the power to heal. In the face of despair, gratitude has the power to bring hope, and I will add faith. In other words, gratitude can help us cope with hard times. Don't get me wrong, I'm not suggesting that gratitude will come easily or naturally in a crisis. It's easy to feel grateful for the good things. No one feels grateful that he or she has lost a job or a home or good health or has taken a devastating hit on her or his retirement portfolio. But it is vital to make a distinction between feeling gratitude and being grateful. When disaster strikes, gratitude provides a perspective from which we can view life in its entirety and not be overwhelmed by temporary circumstances, impermanence. Yes, this perspective is hard to achieve, but research, whether it's at a university or in your heart or in the center of spiritual living, says it is worth the effort. And so it is.
All right, I'm sure this song has something to do with Valentine's Day too, but it's called Amazing Things. It's by Megan McDonald and Janice Stanfield.
You will do amazing things with the choice each new day brings. And with every step you take, bless the progress that you make. The reason you live is found in every gift you give. Love your life, love your dreams. You will do amazing things. Amazing, amazing. You will do amazing things. Amazing, amazing. You will do amazing things. All the places you will go and the people you will know. Don't worry when or where or how. You don't have to know that now. You're on the right track. No need to look ahead or back. Just enjoy what each day brings. You will do amazing things. Amazing, amazing. You will do amazing things. Amazing, amazing. You will do amazing things. You don't have to work it out. Just stay in the here and now. Let your mind rest for a little while. Sometimes deepest answers come when you're out there having fun. So close your eyes and take a breath and smile. Amazing, amazing. You will do amazing things. Amazing, amazing. You will do amazing things. You will do amazing things.
Thank you. And I think, Doug, did you ever expect you would be a soloist at Sunday services? Some amazing things are happening through you. Perfect song. Thank you so much for both of you and the music that you're bringing today. Well, this morning we have one of our favorites back in the house, Reverend Randy Granger, who is a motivational speaker, educator, workshop leader, professional musician, and licensed massage therapist. He's of Native American ancestry and lives right here in Las Cruces. He also practices science of mind teachings, Zen meditation, and sound healing, and he graces us about every couple months with his amazing knowledge and wisdom through the science of mind teaching. So thank you, and please welcome Randy Granger.
One must have a little sparkle in life. I love these boots because the pattern on these boots is called camo butterfly. And I thought, well, you know what could be better? Good morning, everybody. So nice to see your smiling faces and beautiful weather. You know, just walking in, we're already grateful. And thank you for that great reading, Teresa, and for that beautiful, amazing song, Doug and Sarah. Today I'm going to be talking about having gratitude even through difficult times, maybe through even challenging times, and how we can live in that gratitude. I'm going to start off with a great story about the winter solstice, which happened just a couple of months ago. Are you guys happy that the days are getting longer again? Yes? I got a seed catalog already. Burpee seed catalog. It's like porn, for gardeners. Oh, wow. So I'm loving it. We're enjoying the fact that the days are getting longer, but it hasn't always been that way. This is a story from the Wampanoag people up in the Northeast. There was this time when the days kept getting shorter and shorter and shorter, so much shorter that whenever the sun would come up, they would throw their clothes on and they'd run outside to try to get their work done. But just as they got out, the sun was already going down. And they'd be jumping up and down trying to chase the sun, and they couldn't get anything done. They were worried, how are we going to plant our three sisters, the corns and bean and squash? How are we going to go hunting and put our food away? How are we going to do our livelihood? And so they became worried, and so they talked to their helper, their first helper called Moshop. He was their first teacher, just about everything, really. And he said, well, you know what? Let me go talk to grandfather's son and see what's going on, see what's wrong. On the East Coast, in order to talk to the sun, you had to go way out into the water to the sun coming up place. And he swims out there, and then he's waiting and waiting for the grandfather's son to come up. And as soon as grandfather's son comes up, he says, oh, grandfather, it's so good to see you. We've been really worried we haven't seen you lately. We're kind of getting concerned. And I was wondering, before he could even finish, the sun had already gone down. So he tried this for 3 days without any luck at all. And so, at the end of the third day, he decides to go down to the bottom of the ocean there, and he pulls out these long strands of kelp seaweed, and he's pulled them all up, and he's going to make this big net, like he had taught the people to weave a net in order to catch fish. And so he goes out there, and he finally gets that net done, and he gets it all woven, and then he's waiting for the sun to come up. And just as grandfather's son starts to come up, he goes and he throws that net over the sun, and he catches grandfather's son. And grandfather's son is saying, who's doing this to me? What are you doing? Moshep says, well, grandfather, I'm sorry, but I have been trying to talk to you for 3 days, and you won't ever stop to listen to me. Now I'm going to hold you here till you promise to hear me out. Grandfather's son says, all right. So he says, what's on your mind? And he says, well, the people are getting kind of worried. They're not able, and he explains, lays it all out. They're not able to grow plants or anything or to do any other work. And the son says, that's kind of funny. I think that's kind of peculiar because I didn't even think those people even cared about me or even liked me, because every time when I come in the morning, they're all still asleep. They don't bother to come out and talk to me or say hi or offer me corn pollen or tobacco or anything. And they don't thank me for the sunlight or the warmth. They never even come to say goodbye when I leave. So I just got shorter and shorter spending time here because I like to go on that other side of the world where those people really like me and they really appreciate me. Well, Moshep goes back and he tells the people of the village what's going on. And so Well, they felt pretty bad. They felt ashamed because they'd never even considered that the son would have feelings, much less what the feelings would be. So the next time the sun came up, well, they're out there. They built this big fire in the center of the village, and they're throwing tobacco, and they're doing the corn pollen, and they're offering all kinds of offerings and saying, "Hey, grandfather's son, it's good to see you. Thank you. Thank you for coming back." And they're smiling at him. He comes by, and they start gossiping. Then they start gossiping about the moon, which is his favorite subject, And so they're just talking and talking. And when they leave, they all run to the hill. "Bye, grandfather. Thank you. Thank you for coming. We'll see you again tomorrow." So the son kind of liked that. Who wouldn't, So he started staying longer and longer. But then towards the end of June, he started to miss the other side of the world, being back there with those people. So he just said, "Well, you know what? I'm going to go back and spend a little more time with those people. But don't worry, I'm going to come back." And so it's been that way ever since then. And never has it gone back to where the solstice, quit coming, to where the sun would quit coming. And so, because now we say our prayers, and it's our way of life, and we say thanksgiving for the solstice, and for the sun, and for the three sisters, the corn and the beans and the squash. They've given so much. But what we've learned is to not take anything for granted. There's an Estonian proverb that says, "Who does not think for little will not think for much." So in my story, the son spent more time with the people who thanked him and expressed gratitude and appreciation for him being there. I think likewise, we almost expect sometimes our prayers to be answered. We have a prayer box and which is great, and there's places where you can submit your prayers online, and every once in a while we'll just kind of pray for something that we need or that we want. We kind of just expect it to happen. We're like, "Oh, Divine Spirit, I kind of need a new car, and I kind of need this and that. And does that come with free shipping?" We can't be that way. We have to be a little more thoughtful about that. But meanwhile, are we expressing thankfulness and gratitude for our comfort, for our abundance, for the prayers already answered? I don't know. When we practice gratitude for the little things in life, this develops into being thankful for the countless blessings we receive every single day, like community and like the lights coming on and plumbing, which is my favorite. So the desert mystic monk, Thomas Merton, said, "There is no neutrality between gratitude and ingratitude. Those who are not grateful soon begin to complain of everything." We all know people like that, because we're not like that, of course, but other people we have noticed. So what is gratitude? Where does gratitude live within our bodies? Is it in our hearts? Is it in our minds? Is it in our hands? Is it in our solar plexus? Where is that gratitude emanating from? Where do we feel it when we get something that we're extremely grateful for? Where do we feel that? I've always thought that gratitude is like an expectancy, that there is a divine design that's propelling us through life, the back of everything, as Ernest Holmes says. It's unfolding and it's holding us constantly. The example I like to think of is, think of walking a trail up in the Oregon mountains. And you're walking on this trail, and you just expect that the trail's going to be paved and marked. It's going to be cleared, and so much so that it'll accommodate you to where you're going and you won't get lost. But where gratitude comes in is recognizing and thanking the people who built that trail, the ones who maintain it. And then beyond that, thanking nature for being here, for supporting you, being grateful for the mountains, being grateful for the perfection of the sun and the earth's relationship, the perfection that we're the right distance away from the sun in order to have life, and that we have a core at the center of our earth that spins, and its magnetic qualities that protect us from the deadly sun's rays. That is where gratitude really kicks in. The thing about gratitude is it expands upon itself. Gratitude grows itself, it expands upon itself. When the Comanche people, when they first met the modern horse, they thought they were relatives. They looked at them and they just said, these are our relatives. And so they took to the horse and they mastered the plains, and very quickly, through like selective breeding and learning how to ride, and they took such good care of a horse that if you saw a Comanche person on a horse, you would think that they were one. Because the Comanche saw the horse, and the Comanche said, "The horse eats the grass, The sun gives them. The sun gives life to the grass that they eat. Therefore, we ride the horse. Therefore, we are people of the sun. So they understood that entire cycle. And to me, that was such a great expression of gratitude, not in a shallow way, but in a much larger way of recognizing that interconnectedness, which is beautiful. The thing about realizing gratitude is that it really does connect us to everything. The great physicist, Albert Einstein, he had a habit of saying thank you hundreds of times every single day. He'd pick up a pencil and he would say thank you to the person who designed it, the person who made it, to the person who constructed it. His desk, the same thing. When he's on the chalkboard, he's working on a theorem or some kind of math problem, some kind of physics problem, he would look at it and he would say thank you to the chalk maker, thank you to the person who constructed the chalkboard or the paper he was writing on. And then when he got stuck on a problem, he would go over to his other desk and he'd pick up his violin and he would say thank you to the violin maker, to the wood, to the bow maker, to the horse, and he would just play away, and then all of a sudden it would come to him, oh, it's so easy. E = MC squared. Why didn't I think of that before? Maybe it wasn't that quick, but he really did. He lived in a sense of gratitude for everything constantly. I certainly have tried to cultivate that in everything that I do. Like when I first get up in the morning, the first thing I do is I say thank you. I say thank you, Creator, for letting me have another day that I can better express what you have given me. And then when I put my left foot, I've always put my left foot down. I don't know why. I say thank, and then you, thank you, all the way to get some water or wherever I'm going. It just becomes such a habit that I'm grateful for everything, and then pretty soon I start realizing there's more things to be thankful for. I'll look outside and the sun will be coming up, or I'll see that cat that's been hanging around my house. And so, anybody want a cat? Come get it. And like today, what we're talking about is that even in times of hardship, of grief, or even in a pandemic, it's unlikely you're going to feel grateful for the suffering or for the hardship, but you can find a way to still feel grateful in the suffering. That is, you can find small mercies and points of light even in our darkest hours. During this pandemic, it's kind of hard to believe. It's coming up on March, isn't it? March 10th was when, March 10th, 2020 is when things started to really fall apart. Within 2 weeks, March 2020, within 2 weeks, I had lost 2 years worth of gigs and touring and gigs. And you're just getting email after email, and you're watching, you're going, this really can't be happening. Is it really happening? So how do you find gratitude there? And then on top of that, so I'm thinking, okay, what am I going to do? And of course, being a musician and being an artist, there's no guarantees of anything, and so I'm just like, well, I just keep on doing what I can do. And during the pandemic, right after that is when my partner at the time, his Parkinson's started to get worse and worse. And then it developed into dementia. Pretty soon I realized I'm a full-time caregiver. And I thought, and at one point I remember thinking, well, how grateful am I that I'm not touring right now? I wouldn't be able to be a caregiver. So even in the depth of that, I found there was a reason to be grateful. I wasn't happy any of it was happening, but yet I was grateful. I found those little mercies, and that's what really, really helped me get along. Because later, from a vantage point, you may in fact grow to become grateful for the suffering you're going through, for the way it refined you, helped you grow, changed the path in your life, maybe brought you closer to other people or a whole new community you didn't even know about. Research shows that when you write about hard experience, that from time to time, gratefulness kind of pops out. So finding that sense of meaning, of hope and purpose in past pain is also an aspect of gratitude. There's gratitude journals, gratitude jars, mindfulness. They all help us connect to a gratitude practice. Ernest Holmes wrote that even if we disconnect from our past and find ourselves rooted firmly in God today, in love, in hope, and in joyful expectancy, and in grateful acknowledgement, and if we learn to harmonize with everything that transpires today, that tomorrow will blossom like a new flower in our experience. Have you noticed how when that first daffodil or that first crocus, that first hyacinth or that first tomato starts to bloom, that sense of gratitude. I don't know about you all, but I just get so excited about that. And it just really, even though I had nothing to actually do with that, there's that innate wisdom within everything, within that seed, within that plant, that innate wisdom that knows what to do. That's in us too. And that comes from gratitude. Gratitude ultimately depends not only on the circumstances that we can't control, but on the perspectives and attitude that you take to it. In other words, you can't always choose what happens to you, but you can always choose how to respond to it. Like, for instance, if you're in traffic, or if you're in a line. I went to the post office the other day, and I walked in, and there was 800 people, it felt like. And I said, God, what a long line. And then I reminded myself, Randy, you are that line. You're part of that line. So find a way. And so then I started to notice how friendly that our post office people, are to here. They're really a great, great people. And so finding the gratitude, and that I had the time where I could stand in that line, and that my legs could stand on their own. I just started thinking, so by the time got up to the window, I was in a good mood, and I thought, God, that's good, So the psychologist and writer, Dr. Viktor Frankl, you ever heard of him? Great, just a wealth of wisdom and knowledge. He was a Holocaust concentration camp survivor, and he wrote this. He said, "We who lived in concentration camps can remember the men who always walked through the huts comforting others, giving away their last piece of bread. They may have been few in number, but they offer sufficient proof that everything can be taken from a man but one thing, the last of the human freedoms, to choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances, to choose one's own way." So like the Wampanoag story of getting grandfather's son back, they learn to express gratitude, and they learn by expressing gratitude and appreciation that it benefits them and everyone else around them. Instead of taking for granted, we can also choose to welcome all things in life with gratitude. There's a poem I'd like to close with that's one of my favorite from the Sufi poet Rumi. You all know pretty well. This is called the Guest House. He says, "This being human is a guest house. Every morning a new arrival, a joy, a depression, a meanness. Some momentary awareness comes as an unexpected visitor. Welcome and entertain them all, even if they are a crowd of sorrows who violently sweeps your house empty of its furniture. Still, treat each guest honorably. They may be clearing you out for some new delight. So the dark thought, the shame, the malice, meet them at the door laughing and invite them in. Be grateful for whatever comes, because each has been sent as a guide from beyond." And I'd like to add, each has been sent by Spirit. Thank you. So it is.
Thank you, Randy. And I'll invite the practitioners to stand around the room, and we'll just take that message in. And normally we start with a whole different way of, our 5 steps, but let's start with gratitude, since that was the topic. So just go within and let your mind settle on all the various things that you're grateful for this morning. Think about what got you here, the clothes you're wearing, any food that you've eaten, how it came to you. The chairs in this room, the lights, the sound, the music, Reverend Randy and his message, our tech person, Bob, and all that he does for the center as our board president. Let that gratitude build within you and allow your heart to swell with love and thanksgiving. It has been said, if there is only one prayer that you pray, let it be thank you. And so from that place of gratitude, we just allow ourselves to carry with us the joy that comes from experiencing gratitude, the openness that our heart experiences in gratitude. As we find each little gem, each moment of joy, each realization of what it is that Spirit has moved in and through our lives. And so in gratitude and with great thanksgiving, we just release these words and this time together, staying in a space of feeling grateful as we say together. And so it is. And I thank the practitioners for their support as well.
Well, this being Black History Month, I'm drawn to the spirituals, of course. I shall not be moved. I shall not be moved like a tree planted by the water. I shall not be moved. On my way to freedom, I shall not be moved. On my way to freedom, I shall not be moved like a tree planted by the water. I shall not be moved. Justice, I shall not be moved. On my way to justice, I shall not be moved like a tree that's planted by the water. I shall not be moved. Sing, on our way to freedom, we shall not be moved. On our way to freedom, we shall not be moved. On our way to freedom, we shall not be moved like a tree planted by the water. We shall not be moved. I'm trying not to move, so on our way to justice, we shall not be moved. On our way to justice, we shall not be moved. On our way to justice, we shall not be moved like a tree planted by the water. We shall not be moved. You want to get that mic? Right? We shall not be moved. We shall not be moved like a tree planted by the water. We shall not be moved. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
That's one of my favorites. Thank you. Thank you. Wow, that's one we can sing all week. That one will stick with you. Thank you so much. And again, thank you for your message. Let's give him another round of our appreciation. We are so grateful whenever he's here. It's a fabulous story. It's a fabulous message and fabulous music.
Yes.
Can't beat it. So thank you, Randy, so much. Woo! And so as we stay in that space of gratitude, we give thanks for all that comes in and through the center. We are still celebrating that we paid off that note. Thank you. Woo-hoo! So we are now, today, we have a board meeting at 12:30, and the board is looking at what do we do next with the extra income that we're not paying out to a mortgage. So we're going to start seeing some wonderful changes here. I hope you all hold us in prayer, and you are welcome to join the board meeting. And we have some empty places on the board for people who might feel called to talk to. I almost called you Reverend Bob. Woohoo! Talk to Bob, our board president, to me, and we can get you some information about serving on the board. And part of our gratitude each week is that we give back to our community 10% of all of the money that comes into the center. So 10% of anything that gets given to us as a gift, an offering, a tithe, goes out to support someone in our community. And this month of February, it's the Children's Reading Alliance, which focuses on advancing children's literacy in Doñana County. And it has been proven that if you read to your children, it enhances their abilities to move forward in life. And so we want to support what this group is doing. And we did talk about last week, too, it planted a seed that you might want to go into the schools and read to the kids as well, which is often something you can find a way to do. Or read to any children that show up in your lives. So we're supporting them with this idea of literacy as well as with 10% of all that comes through here. So let's just say our gratitude statement together. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, God, in me. And as we sing, I am so blessed, consider the message today, consider what you're grateful for, and sing from that space of gratitude.
I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful, I am so blessed. I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful, I am so blessed, I am so grateful, I am so blessed.
And we are a few minutes early, so I'm going to ask you to just shout out, what are you blessed by today? What are you grateful for? Just give me some of the things. The Super Bowl Sunday we're getting ready to have. Okay. What else are you being blessed by today? Are you grateful for? Randy.
I'm still standing up.
I'm still standing up. Fabulous. Your apartment. Being through these doors again. Welcome back. What did you say, Carrie? Oh, being here, yes, for this place to be. What else? Grateful for creativity. Yeah, that's another thing that brings light and life into the world. What else?
Grateful for pens and brushes.
Pens and brushes. What did I hear over here? Friendship. What else is?
I'm grateful for my dog.
Your dog, yes. I think a lot of us have our four-leggeds that we are so grateful for. What else? Photography, water, heat. What about heat this last week? For those that are not sleeping indoors, we're just grateful for wherever they find a warm space or a place to be sheltered, and we want to see more of that for the people that don't have those warm spaces to be. And so sit in that gratitude. Yay, it is so good. I hope you take this feeling with you out into the world. And let's just stand and sing our peace song. Now, some people missed being in a circle. I don't know if you're ready to circle up, but we can make a nice big circle around this room, look in each other's eyes, and feel the gratitude for each other as well.